Hello everyone, thank you for joining us in this lesson. Today we are going to create a minimalist hello world in the Rust language. If you've never seen Rust before or this is the first time you're picking up the language, then please do follow this lesson. We're not going to do anything magic here. Everything is extremely basic. If you have a Mac or a Linux or a Windows, you should be able to get started with Rust very quickly. First thing we need to do is install the Rust language compiler. You do that by going to this website, rust-lang.org, and then what you do, you click on the Get Started button here. As soon as you click on that, depending on what system you have, it will give you a couple of options. In my case, I'm running a Windows 64-bit system, so I will be downloading this file here called the rustup-init.exe. If you have a Linux or a Mac, you'll be using commands like this one. And as soon as you click on the download button, the file is stored locally here in your download folder. You just click on it, run it, and then it will give you this window here. This looks a bit daunting, right? I mean, installations that are based on a terminal window or a console window like this one looks a bit scary, but to be honest with you, they made it extremely easy. You have three options to choose from to install Rust. Option 1 is proceed with installation. This is the default and this is the one we're going to use today. Customize installation for a bit more advanced features and options, or you cancel the installation. The way to install this, you press 1 for proceed with installation option, and then it's going to go get the latest Rust version. If you have it already installed, it will try and update it. So in our case here, it's 1.54, which is the latest version of Rust. And that's it. The installation is complete. You press enter to exit this very scary window. Let's take a step back here and see what we've done so far. All we did is we went to the Rust language website, we downloaded the installation file, and then we ran it. Now, how can we verify that our installation has been successful? It's very simple. You launch your terminal window. In my case, I'm going to use CMD here, and I'm going to do Rust C, short for the Rust compiler, and I'll do version, and it should give me version 1.5.4. This is how we know that Rust has been installed successfully. Keeping things very simple, let's try and open a notepad and start writing some code. All I'm going to do here is type some Rust code for hello world. So what we have here is what we call a main function. Main acts as the entry point to any Rust program. The way you denote functions in Rust is with the keyword fn, and then you type in the main with parentheses, open the curly braces, and finally you use the println macro to print hello world to the screen. If the world macro and entry points doesn't make sense, please do watch my follow-up lessons. You will learn a lot more about Rust and how to be more productive and how to use it in production-like environment. So we have this main function now, and we can save the file with an extension called .rs. So I'm just going to save it as main.rs there. I've got a directory called temp, so I need to browse to it from the command line. And then all I will do here, I will invoke the Rust compiler with main.rs as an argument. Main.rs. And you will notice that the Rust compiler will start working, and it will create two files for me. It will create main.exe, which is our main executable, and it will create a main.pdb. I'll come to this in a minute, but for now, let's try and launch main.exe. There you go. I have the hello world string printed on the terminal. Now, main PDB is not something you should worry about right now. PDB stands for the programming database. This is essentially a file that's used for debugging and contains a lot more information about your executable and the libraries that went into it. I have kept this lesson extremely simple on purpose. If you want to learn how to set up a basic Rust development environment or even an advanced Rust development environment, please do follow these two videos that I have here. And I also have a lot of lessons around the fundamentals of the Rust language. And we try to educate our viewers here by actually writing real-world programs. Some of them are very basic programs, but they serve a purpose in terms of learning the Rust language. Okay, thank you so much, and I will see you in the next lesson.